Hey, welcome back in to BBN Unfiltered, where Kentucky fans tell it like it is. We are going to run a live pop-up call-in show tonight, guys. This was a last-minute decision on my end, and you guys, you know how I do with the pop-up call-in shows. It's always going to be last minute, usually late night. Most of the time, I've had a couple bourbons. I haven't had anything tonight, but I'm just kind of in the mood to run up a pop up call in show. It's been a while since we've had some fans call in the show with everything that we've had going on. Um, so I wanted to give y'all an opportunity to hop on, ask anything. Kentucky football, Kentucky basketball, ask anything about us, the show, what our schedule's going to be for the upcoming seasons. That's something that I've actually been working on, is laying out a more um, organized schedule, if you will, for this season, football especially. So I'm really excited about the format that we're going to start trying to abide by for the most part. That way, you guys know when to expect us to come on. That way, you know when to clear your schedules and make sure that you make time for us and our show. So, we're getting closer to it, man. We're getting closer to it. We're 22 days from kickoff, and it's just about here. It's just about here. So before we dip into all of that, I want to preface everything again with tonight is a live pop-up call-in show. I want to hear from y'all. More than anything, if you're willing and you're able to, um, hop in. The link, the call-in link is pinned on the top of the chat. And I know you guys like to chat in. I know you like to give your commentary during the show while me and Coach are just talking bull crap. But tonight's your night to call in, give us your opinions, give us your thoughts, ask us questions regarding anything that we've said in our past shows, or give us some feedback on our mega podcast show if you guys watch any of those episodes for that series. So tonight is for you. Tonight's for the fans. And I'm going to go about an hour or so if we get some decent call-ins and get some good conversation going. So the floor is yours for whoever wants to hop on first. I know this was, again, a last-minute thing, so most people are probably trying to go to bed or whatever, trying to watch some Netflix and chill, and I get it. But right now is your time. Right now is your time. If you're a fan, if you're a Kentucky fan, if you're a BBN Unfiltered fan, right now is your time to shine and come in on the show and tell us what you think. Appreciate the Craig says great background. Appreciate that, man. That's all AI. It's all AI. And man, I get so much flack from people every now and then about putting out AI content, and I've touched on this before. Like, I'm not a content creator when it comes to digital art. I run a podcast, not images, not image creation, not any of that stuff. So if I use AI, sue me. I don't care. Looks good to me. And that's all I'm worried about. So appreciate that comment, Craig. Welcome in here, guys. Again, this is a late night pop-up call-in show. I've done this format also on my TikTok page, but the only problem with TikTok is I'm not able to stream it through my actual podcast platform that I do here on Riverside streaming. So, like this way, it goes straight to my Twitter and also connects straight to my YouTube channel. So, um, hop in, ask anything late Friday night. Are you planning on going to the Meet the Team event tomorrow at UK? Meet the football team, I believe, is the event going on tomorrow, and we're 3 weeks away from kickoff. We are 3 weeks away from kickoff. So let me know what y'all think. Obviously, we all thought we were going to get Mark Mitchell today. I did. I talked to a few people, and we were pretty confident that if today went well, it was going to happen today. And maybe we were jumping the gun a little bit just by thinking that a decision and a ruling was all going to happen at the same day. I just don't know enough about it. When it comes down to it and what all happened, it sounds to me like they're going to try to reach a conclusion by the mid to end of next week. And I really don't think, I don't know what the reason would be for it not to be ruled, and Mark Mitchell's way, and all the guys that are filing within that lawsuit. I don't, what's in it for them? I just don't see, let the guys play one more year. Just let them. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. There's bigger problems going on, if you ask me. But I think once it does get approved, and I think I would say within 12 to 24 hours of the actual ruling being approved, if it is approved, then Mark Mitchell's a cat. I mean, straight up. And it is what it is. And if that happens, you guys, I mean, we're dangerous. We're dangerous, very dangerous. I made the comparison earlier this morning, talking to a buddy of mine in my office. Think about the Mark Mitchell comparison to Terrence Jones. For y'all that remember T. Jones while he was here at Kentucky, beast, a power four, but could also step out, hit the three, that was agile enough to make a move, get to the rim, and finish, and could also pass. And I think that comparison of Terrence Jones is, man, I think that's pretty good. If we can get somebody like that, and we all know what Mark Mitchell is and what he did to us last year and years past, dude's a baller, man. He just is. And I think that he fits in with this roster perfect. Like perfect. Talking about the length, the size, being able to step out and hit a three. Everybody on the court will be able to sink it from beyond the arc. Everyone but Frank Capnay, right? I mean, you're looking at literally everyone who tips the floor for this Kentucky roster is a threat to hit a three-pointer. Guys, when you're playing defense and you're having to at least honor whoever you're guarding, it just opens up the floor so much. And I think that's why this team could be so dangerous. I mean, they could just be so dangerous. And it's super exciting. Super exciting. So once again, guys, if you're just hopping in on here, this is a late night pop-up call-in show. I've done a few of these in the past. And I never expect to get a whole bunch of call-ins. That's never the case. But usually the ones that do message me and ask when we're going to have a call-in, I always say, hey, normally it's late at night between 10:30 and 11, and it's just spur of the moment. So just make sure that you follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. That way you're in the know, and whenever I post it, put up a story or whatever, you know it's going to come. So if you want to call in, click the link. It's pinned up top, riverside.com/studio, and you see that link up there. That's how you can call in. Give me a question, one or two questions. We'll keep it short and sweet, or you can even just hop in on here and be my co-host for 3-4 minutes. Doesn't matter to me. We can try it out. Just let me know if you have a question. If you don't want to hop in and you want to drop a question in the chat, feel free to do that as well. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And let me know once you get into the show. Let me know where you guys listen. If you listen on YouTube, or if you listen on Spotify or Apple. Again, my YouTube channel, I'm guessing, is my biggest channel when it comes to actual viewership, and I never anticipated that. So this whole thing is still on a whim, and we're still working at it. So you guys that watch us on a regular basis, it's just me and Coach running the show. And when I say me and Coach, it's I mean, when it comes to all this stuff, I put everything together, and I don't ask Coach to do anything like that. It's not what I'm trying to say. But we appreciate you guys, for y'all that comment, that follow us, that stay up on our shows and our content. We truly appreciate y'all. We're getting into the season. I mean, it's here. It really is here. And for any podcast that can get through the April to end of August stint, I commend you. For any college sports podcast that can get through April to September 1, I commend you for it, because it ain't easy. It's really not. It's man, I tell you what, I knew it was going to be a challenge, and I knew that without football and basketball going on, that we were going to have a hard time, doing consistent shows. But yeah, we didn't do a whole lot, but we pretty much averaged one show a week. Every now and then we had two, and then we had our mega podcast. So for y'all podcasts that's able to make it through the drought of no college sports minus baseball, but football and basketball is what we hit mostly on here. For y'all that can do that during April 1 to September 1, I commend y'all because it ain't easy. I mean, I've noticed a lot of other podcasts that just like completely take a break during that time. And that's a long time to take a break, if you ask me, if you're trying to grow. So hopefully we did the right things to keep y'all as entertained as possible, to keep y'all locked in with Kentucky sports, and that we set ourselves up to have a killer football and basketball season. So with that being said, I don't have any call-ins just yet. I do see y'all in the chat. I mean, I see some people on here, and I appreciate y'all hopping on. I'm going to go ahead and just dive into what our schedule and what our format is going to be for the upcoming football season. So here's what we're going to do with BBN Unfiltered podcast. We're going to have a weekly show. We're shooting for Tuesday nights, 8:30, 9 o'clock start. That'll be hour and a half, me and Coach, no matter what. So a weekly Tuesday night show around 9 p.m. is what we're going to do throughout the entire football season. And for every home game that's in Lexington, we're going to do a pre-game podcast show at the UK tailgate at Kroger Field. We have a spot. Coach has a buddy who has a spot at the tailgate that we can set up and get a show going for every home game. So maybe there's one home game where I'm out of town, but if we can, for every other home game, we're going to do a pregame show at the UK tailgate for every Kentucky football home game. We're also going to do a postgame show for every football game. So every Saturday afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is, for every football game that we have this season. So that's basically, you're looking at an average of 3 shows a week at minimum from our platform is what we're going to shoot for. And obviously every now and then we're going to have something else come in where we have a guest or something like that, where we throw in a pop-up show. And then once we get closer to basketball, more of that is going to dive in. So especially when it comes to the end of October, mid-end October and November, it's going to get crazy. And I mean, we're probably going to be looking at 5-6 shows a week during that time. So we're excited. We're super excited. It's, again, we went through the drought of summer where nothing was going on, and we're going to hit this super busy season, full force, 100 miles an hour, and we're going to have some fun with it. So, man, I think BBN Unfiltered I think we can make it really far throughout this season, the football, basketball season. And hopefully it's at the same time as the actual Kentucky basketball and football teams perform as well. Hopefully it's simultaneous growth and success between our show and the basketball and football team. So I'm super excited about that. Once again, welcome in here, guys. If you're just hopping in the show, again, this is a pop-up call-in show. Ask anything, football, basketball, opinions on any players, any opinions on any records, opinions on other podcasts. I don't care if you watched our mega podcast show. Give us some thoughts on that. Again, I've been wanting to hear some feedback on that. I've gotten some. I want to hear a little bit more. So if you have watched any of our mega podcast shows, let me know. And if you want to hop in the show, ask a question, or just back and forth banner with me, I'm down. The link is up top. Click on the link, have a question or two or a talking point, and we can hit it up. We can hit it up. So again, we'll stay on here till about 11:45 or so. Let me know if you guys are still on here. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I'm using another mic that I don't normally use, and it's more of like a clip-on mic. So if I'm clear, let me know that y'all can hear me well on here. I would appreciate it. Man, School just started here in Scott County. So this week has been chaos, like absolute chaos in my house in particular. So, and my son had football practice tonight. So, um, they're wiped. My kids are wiped. We're wiped. And I felt like coming on here and this is my weekly debrief, if you will. So, um, let's get it going, y'all. Pretty disappointed. Like I said, if man, I really was hopeful that we were going to get Mark Mitchell today, or at least it was going to happen today. Obviously, it didn't, but I think we will. I really do. Welcome in here, guys. Welcome in. This is the BBN Unfiltered Live pop-up call-in show. I want to hear from y'all. We want to hear from our fans. Like I said, we've been getting messages asking when we're going to have another call-in. I know this was last minute, so it's not. I didn't give you all a whole lot of preparation and opportunity to plan for it. But either way, if you've ever thought about calling in, right now is your time. We want to hear from you. It's just me. Coach ain't on here with me. But either way, um, we can hit whatever topic that you all want and have some fun with it. I know one thing. Like when it comes to football, with there only being 12 regular season games, every game just means so much more. Like basketball, it's different because there's 31 regular season games, but with football, with just 12 games, it just feels like throughout the whole week, and then you get to Saturday, and that game almost counts as like 3 or 4 games whenever you get to it, and when you play it, it just feels like if you could pick out 1 or 2 games that would just give you the best feeling as a fan, what would you say those would be this year for football, home or away? If you could just pick out 1 or 2, hey, this game, if we can somehow pull this win out, man, it would just make me feel so good as a Kentucky football fan during this year one Will Stein era. What would you say? That's my question to you guys. If I had to answer that question, honestly, it is a great question. If I had to answer that question, I think it'd be either LSU at home or at Tennessee. And I'm not going to say the popular answer of beating Alabama at home. Obviously, that's been the most popular one. I'm not going to say that one. If I could say 1 or 2 of the most feel good wins that we could get this year for UK football, it would be at Tennessee, or actually scratch at Tennessee or at Texas A&M. I mean, there's so many of them, but if you could just narrow it down to 1 or 2 for me, I think those would be tough to beat. Yep, Chad says Alabama. Alabama has been the most popular pick from every other show that I've watched, every social media platform that I've followed. Everyone says, "Oh, I think this is the year we're going to beat Alabama." I'm not going to call us beating Bama just yet. Now, would it feel good? Absolutely, without a doubt, without a doubt. But I think for like, as far as like the feel good, um, just overage of, oh my gosh, like how the hell did we win that game? And I think it almost has to be an away game, in my opinion. So I would say at Tennessee, at Texas A&M, or even at Oklahoma. I mean, like our away games, you guys, it's pretty insane. When you look at our away games, we got 5 of them. We need to win at least 2. We need to win at least 2, with one of those being South Carolina, and the other one being, let's see, South Carolina for sure. We've got to make sure that we get that one. The thing is, we can't lose all 5 of our away games. At South Carolina for sure. Trying to pull up the schedule here. Bear with me, y'all. I know we play Vandy at home. Missouri, South Carolina, Missouri, because the other three at Texas A&M, at Oklahoma, and at Tennessee. So, yeah, I mean, when you're looking at away games, I think South Carolina and Missouri, I would say when it comes to the odds of us winning would probably be our best chance. And you never know. You never know. But um, obviously, guys don't want to go 12-0 and win the national championship. But can't predict that. Can't predict that with a straight face and be a serious podcaster, right? But I appreciate the input, Chad. What else y'all got? What else y'all got, man? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. Do you think if we get Mark Mitchell, we can hit the Final Four? Are we a Final Four team if we get Mark Mitchell? Yes or no? Are we? What's our ceiling without Mark Mitchell? What do y'all think? Yeah, man. This is for y'all. This show is for you guys. I want to hear some input from the fans and and interact with you guys if you're willing. So um, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear it. Uh-oh. What's up? What up, keeper? Said, oh shit, I missed one of the best podcasts around. What about? Hey, we're hosting a live call-in show, Wildcat Keeper. So if you want to call in and give us your 2 cents on anything, right now is your time, brother. I know you hop on pretty much all of our shows, and we greatly appreciate it. I don't think you've ever called in. Not that we have a whole lot of call-in shows anyway, but if you want to, now's your time. And let me know if y'all, like I said, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I'm using a different mic that I'm not sure if it's working great or not. And while you guys are in on here, make sure you follow us on all of our platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, and make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's so important. We appreciate you guys watching and listening, but following and subscribing, it really helps us out. And if you're able to do that, we would greatly appreciate it. With that being said, if you want, I put up a reel and story today. If you want to get you some BBN unfiltered gear, the link is in. I believe it's in my YouTube channel as well. If you hit like more info, I have that link up. Actually, I can also, if y'all want, I can drop that link in on here. That way you have it as well. Copy link address. There we go. Let's do that. Let's do that. There we are. So here is the link to our gear. We got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeves, pullovers, polos, uh, coffee mugs, coolers, bags. I mean, that's you name it. You name it. So we got it all. And it's the perfect time to gear up. Like I said, going into this year. Seems like everyone now, and I know a lot of you guys that listen to this show, it seems like everyone is pushing their own gear now within their own show, and I think it's great. I mean, I think it's good. I think everyone should be all about their brand and hustle. Listen, I respect the hustle. I just think it's funny that everyone started doing it once we started doing it several months ago, and not to say everyone's copying me. I'm not saying that that's the case, but it just seems like within some things that we've done that others have kind of followed, and maybe I should be flattered by that. That's fine. Welcome back in here, guys. If you're just now tuning in, this is a late night pop up call in show, BBN Unfiltered, just me and no coach. But if you want to call in and you want to hit some questions, want to ask some questions, or want to hit some topics that we haven't hit yet, or anything, any back and forth banner with with the host. Let's do it. Right now is your time. Right now is your time. So let's get it going. You got to get at least one or two. Got to get at least one or two. And hopefully, if you guys can look at this, the background, I tried to make the background look a little bit different compared to our older shows. Because if you're not consistently updating and refining your look, then you're losing. So it's a process, man. This whole podcast thing is a process. I can't even imagine, like, once we get into the thick of October and November, this is going to be insane. Like, our show is going to be crazy. It's going to, listen, guys, and I don't even make any money on this. This is strictly for fun. And I don't make any money on this. So we put a lot of work into it, but it's because we love it. And it's because we are passionate about the BBN. And I know you guys are too, especially if you're here on the show after 11 o'clock tonight. So um, we greatly appreciate it. Keeper says, hey, Austin, I don't know if you've mentioned this or talked about it, but missed on the show. What's your opinion on Landon? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hit on it a little bit, Keeper. I think that the ruling is going to happen mid to late next week is what they're saying. Um, the judge, from what I heard, didn't want to. They were giving some pushback on it, and the NCAA was also giving some pushback on it. But I think ultimately, I think it's going to be approved. I'll be shocked if it's not. Again, it could go either way, but I feel like if they were going to deny it, they would have done it today, rather than say, "Hey, we're going to take everything into consideration and have a ruling by next week." I just think that if they were going to actually deny it, it would have been today. So I think eventually it will be approved next week. I'd say between Wednesday and Friday, and once it is, once it is approved, I think Mark Mitchell's a cat within the next 12 to 24 hours. I mean, I just do. There's just no. He wouldn't have filed in Kentucky and done what he did if he wasn't going to come here. And Louisville's not in the picture. People think that Louisville could be in the picture. They're not. They're just not. So yeah, as long as it can get approved, yeah. I mean, he's in Lex. Mark Mitchell will be a Kentucky Wildcat within 12 to 24 hours. I guarantee you that. Lost my background. Lost my background. Shoot. Now you can see my mop in the background. Let's see if I can get it back. That's crazy. No. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. That's funny. There we go. I'm just gonna do this. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, Otis is saying, yeah, Mitchell will get it. Yeah, I think, like I said, yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna happen. What up, Elijah? Bro, I thought you were going out in Lex tonight. What are you doing? What are you doing? I guess he saw that we were live and he had to hop in. Welcome in here, fellas. What's the move in Lex tonight? Let's see. Should I? No, not that. Let's do that. But yeah, no, I think I said I was supposed to. Yeah, Mark Mitchell, if he's a Wildcat, dude, I mean, I think a letdown season would be Sweet 16. I mean, straight up. If we have the roster of Zoom Diallo, Alex Wilkins, Milan Momcilovic, Mark Mitchell, and Malachi Moreno as a starting five, I think our minimum a letdown season would definitely be Sweet 16. second round exit would be just absolutely horrendous. And if we can't make it to the weekend of the SEC tournament, again, I will be calling for Mark Pope's job. I mean, sorry, I will be. I just will. I know it's not a popular opinion. I know some guys like to crucify us for being too hard on him, but with this roster, they're too good. Too good of a roster, too good of shooters, too good of players, too good of competitors not to make a March run. And listen, like if some crazy things happen, and God forbid we get an injury or two that just kills us in a way to where we can't operate efficiently, then it is what it is. But I feel like we're just due for one. We've done everything right this off season. Kentucky basketball, Mark Pope, the administration, the AD hire, we've done everything right. We've set ourselves up to succeed, I think, at a very, very rapid rate this year and a very efficient rate, and get some good wins and not have the. Um, we shouldn't be seeing stuff like we saw last year in Nashville against Gonzaga. Like, straight up, that shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't. Oda says if Pope loses 2 rounds, be ready for a new. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we don't make it past the second round, then yeah, I mean he's out for sure, without a doubt. With this roster, are you kidding me? What are we like? Are we landing Mitchell or not? If we only get to the second round, Pope has to go. I think, yeah, I think whether no matter what, if we only get the second round, Mark Mitchell or not, yeah, he's gone. I mean, he just is. Now we also got to think about what our recruiting class is looking like next year and what our incoming class is consisted of, and the guys that are going to be a part of the 27 class. But if we just throw up another goose egg and you know place seventh or eighth and ninth in the SEC, and we're playing on Wednesday or Thursday in the SEC tournament again, and don't make the weekend and barely make it to the Sweet 16, that would be, I would argue, an even worse failure than this year, a much worse failure than this year. I mean, with the roster, this is a Cal roster. The roster that we have right now is a John Calipari roster with shooters, with better shooters than Cal not ever had, but we have an abundance amount of shooters. That to me, in today's game of basketball in college, that's your separator. You got guys who can put the ball in the bucket from pretty much any spot across half court from 1 to 5. From 1 to 5. 1 through 10, really. I mean, the only one who's not a threat, and we've said it before, will be Frank. The only one who's not a threat outside of the free throw line will be Frank Kepner. You'll be the only one. Everyone else is a threat to hit a three. And that's dangerous. Yeah, I mean, we've all said I wanted Billy Donovan whenever we hired Mark Pope. Obviously, we didn't give him the time to consider it, nor even offer him because he was still with the Bulls. But I mean, I would love to have Billy Donovan. He'd be my first call once again, and I'm sure he has been in years past. Whenever we called Gillespie and Cal, Billy Donovan's just a winner, man. NBA, set that aside. It's hard to win in the NBA. It just is. So I wouldn't even. It's a different monster. Guys, love the questions. I really do. But remember, tonight is a call-in show. Hop in here on the show and ask me a question live one-on-one on the show. And you'll be a part of the next podcast that's uploaded on YouTube and our audio, Apple and Spotify podcast. So there's your selling point. If you want to be a part of the show, call in and ask me the question. Some of the guys who regularly comment on in the chat Don't be shy. You don't have to put your video on. You can just do audio only. But I want to hear from y'all. I want to talk to y'all. And I was talking to Coach, I think yesterday or even this morning. I want this to be beyond an internet relationship with our followers and our fans. We want to interact with y'all as much as possible. And one of the best ways will definitely be to hop in and watch our pregame tailgate shows for the home games this year. Like I said, we're gonna do one for every home game if we can, and it'll be I can't remember where Coach said that it was gonna be, but we're gonna have a spot. We're gonna do a pregame show for every UK football home game on Saturday this fall. So and we will let y'all know where that is once that time comes. So we want to interact with y'all. We really do. We don't want to be that podcast show that doesn't interact with their fans, and because if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't grow. Donovan coaching somewhere in the NBA. Isn't Billy Donovan? He's an assistant somewhere now. He's not a head coach anymore. Like he will be available if something crazy were to happen this year. And I'd say, I mean, shoot, if the money was right and the situation was right, and I don't see why it wouldn't be, it would at least be Billy Donovan would be stupid not to even entertain it. I mean, at the minimum, just entertain it and get a no. You'd have to get a no from him. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I want Mark Pope to I want him to go 40-0. I want this year to be a staple year for Mark Pope. I want this year to be I want him to prove us wrong. I want him to prove me and Coach wrong from everything that we said, saying that he can't hold guys accountable. He lacks the ability to get fire out of the guys and get them to buy in fully and into his system. And I want him to prove us wrong. And listen, like I said, I mean he's done all the right things, he's made the right hires. I think Mo Williams has been a terrific hire this summer, and I think that he has really aided on a lot of these recruiting efforts. So yeah, I mean, good stuff coming. I'm just ready to see something on the court. I'm ready to see something on the football field here in the next few weeks. I'm ready for some competition, man. I'm thirsting for it. Thirsting for it. My son had football practice tonight, and we haven't been able to practice all week because of the storms and the rain and everything that's gone on. So we were hyped to get out to practice tonight. We have a football game on Sunday, and they're canceling Sunday's games because it's going to be like 100 degrees outside. So, man, I'm just itching for some sort of competition in some form, and it's killing me. I thrive off of it. Keeper says, I would love for Coach Pope to succeed, but I want to coach with some balls. I mean, listen, man, I don't disagree. I'm also not going to say that he doesn't have any balls, because if y'all knew half of what it takes just to even accept and coach at Kentucky, listen, you got to have some balls to be able to do that in any form. So, but I get what you're saying, and I know why you're saying it, without a doubt. All right, y'all. We got about 20-ish more minutes of tonight's show. I got to get one call in. We got to get one call in. Listen, if you call in and ask a question, I'll send you a free hat, whatever color you want, blue, gray, white. If you call in and ask a question, I'll give you a free BBN unfiltered hat. How about that? Oh, I also want, and while y'all think about what you're going to ask if you call in, something that I'm working on. And this is like far in the future, but something I'm working on. If y'all know anything about me, I love Aaron and Andrew Harrison. Like, love those guys. Loved when they played here. I love the way they play and the mentality they play with, and how they compete. Um, And as you guys know, they have the Harrison Guard Academy. And word is they're trying to bring it in some form to Lexington here soon, so they can bring in their skills clinic here in Kentucky. But my goal, I want to host a 2-day skills clinic that will be hosted by Andrew and Aaron Harrison, the Harrison Guard Academy, and then a 2-day tournament for like second, third, and fourth grades, and in the format to where it would be like a team skills clinic Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, a 2-day tournament. Y'all tell me that wouldn't just bring in massive amounts of people, of youth teams and kids who can come in and meet these guys and learn a little bit about what they do and how they train and just build some UK fandom. I feel like that would kill it, and I would be the sponsor of it. BB and Unfiltered would be the main sponsor, but I'm willing to team up with whoever else wants to hop in and invest into that with me. You know, what do you got, Keeper? Says I'd love to call in and you wouldn't even call my phone accident right now. Something's wrong with speaker. Hey, am I asking for excuses? It didn't ask for excuses, brother. You can say you want to call in all you want, but don't give me any excuses. I will not accept excuses tonight from you. No, it's all good. If you can't get it going, don't worry about it. We'll do it again. But yeah, no, it's my goal is to host a 2-day skills clinic ran by the Harrison twins, the Harrison Guard Academy, on like a Thursday, Friday, and then a Saturday, Sunday tournament. Second, third, fourth grade teams can register. They can bring their teams to the clinic on Thursday and Friday, and then they can then participate in the tournament on Saturday and Sunday, and it'll be like a whole series, like a weekend of basketball ran by the Harrison twins, Kentucky basketball, and BB and Unfiltered. I think it's a great idea. I mean, that just kind of came to mind. So if you are interested in sponsoring or investing in or throwing in some money in some way to get that going, let me know. Let me know, and I'd be happy to chat with you on that. That's something that would take a massive amount of preparation and volunteers and um, approvals to get a gym, and I have a couple of spots that we could possibly do. But I think it'd be great. I mean, I think that it'd be awesome. I think that it would be great publicity for the Harrison twins, and we owe them. Those guys gave Kentucky and the University of Kentucky basketball program so much that I want to help them out. So I think that would be awesome. Keeper, I'm just joking, man. I'm fully joking. Don't worry about it. Appreciate y'all hanging on though. I can tell you something funny, exciting. I'm not welcome. What happened on Stay Hot, Keeper? Tell me what happened. I gotta know. You're not welcome on there anymore. Were you picking too many fights? My guess is you're picking too many fights. I gotta hear it. If you don't want to put it out on air, you don't have to. You can DM me on Facebook or something. But I gotta know. Now I'm curious. Now I am curious. Let's see here. I wonder what happened to my background, man. I had y'all saw my background whenever I started the show. This streaming platform is so quirky, so hit or miss. All right. I can't wait to hear the story of why Keeper is not welcome in the Stay Hot podcast. I can only imagine. All right, guys, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. About 10 more minutes or so. What else y'all got? Any questions? Who can we finally win a game in the Champions Classic? At some point, we have to win a game in the Champions Classic. I know we won. We beat Duke a couple years ago, but our record in the Champions Classic, the last like 7 or 8 years, is so bad. I mean, it's so bad. And we play Kansas. We play Kansas in Tyrant Stoves. Oh boy, some guy named Kevin crashed on the Apaches. Talking about Lighthouse. Jump mad at me because he was. Uh, don't worry about it. Wouldn't worry about it. Thing is, y'all people in the chat, I want y'all to. Who are you fighting with that one day, keeper? Was it Crash or was it Clyde? It was somebody else. Don't be starting fights though. Ain't no reason to start fights. But I get it if you were taking up for somebody. Just gotta have a filter sometimes, man. Just gotta have a filter. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Y'all have seen me fired up. I don't like to get fired up, or sometimes I do. It depends on the scenario. But if someone puts their name in my mouth or puts my name in their mouth, then y'all know that's kind of when I that's when I turn up, if you will. And I tend to thrive on that at times. But I don't go out seeking trouble. I really don't. That's one of the main reasons why I did our mega podcast show. I want to be cordial with all Kentucky media and podcasters and guys that are trying to do the same type of stuff that we're doing. Because you never know when an opportunity will come up, or you never know when we're a collaboration could come up and spiral into something greater. But I'd never go out seeking, confrontation and trouble with these guys. I really don't. Now, if you want to call out my name and say something about my show and say it's crap, then I always invite that person to come on the show. Hey, here's the link. Come on the show. I'd love to go back and forth with you. Yeah, I hear you. You're taking up for. Yeah, you should take up for Elijah. Elijah, for y'all that are on that watch my show regularly, Elijah Burns is about to become a regular member of our show in some form if he wants to. I think that he has great information. I think that he is very well spoken. He's a very smart dude, and he's likable, and he fits in really well with me and Coach. I think so. For y'all that do like Elijah, if he's willing, and I need to talk to him about it, Elijah, if you're on here, we got to chat about it. But I do want to make you a part of the show on a regular basis in some form or fashion, and that's kind of my next thought process as far as like recruiting goes, and the segment that I want to add on a even if not a weekly basis, then a bi-weekly basis. So there you go. Let's see, what time is it? 11:30, 11:36. We got 9 more minutes. Can we fill in 9 minutes with some good content? And if you're still on here, appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on all of our platforms. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and share our content. If you do follow us, thank you. But also, if you can, whenever you see our stuff pop up, like and share our content. That's what really helps us grow and what helps us build our brand awareness. We really want to bank on our brand becoming not just like, we don't want to. I have no what's the word? I'm not like trying to be like the best podcaster or like the next Matt Jones or whatever. I just want to build a brand of a Kentucky sports outlet that is willing to tell it like it is, that's willing to say the truth when others may not want to, and bring a level of intellect and um, competitiveness within the podcasting world, and it's coming from a former coach and a former basketball player who knows the game very well. Now, football, I played in middle school. I did not play high school football or college, but I know enough. I know enough about competing. I know enough about football and what's going on to where our shows, especially our post game shows, I'll tell you, I think will be very entertaining. So for y'all that have been following us for a while, we've never done. I started this show at the towards the beginning of basketball season last year. So we haven't done any football pre or post game shows yet, like live reaction, emotion is there. It's fresh in our minds. We haven't done any of that stuff yet. So I think that can be some of our best stuff once it happens after the game, because you all as fans are going to feel the same way. The emotion is going to be there with y'all too. So we're really excited about what that can look like and how fun those shows are going to be this year. And I think honestly, I think it's gonna make us take off. I really do. So make sure you stay tuned. And like I said, share our stuff. Like and share our stuff when you see it. We would greatly appreciate it. And you know, word of mouth is it travels far, travels far. So let's go. Keeper says BBN Unfiltered, a loyal BBN fan show, and Chris Adams are the best three podcasts in Kentucky history. In history, that's a bold statement, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I love Big Mike and the loyal BBN fan show. I got to get him back on. He was on our mega podcast, and he got kicked off, I think, because his internet connection that night, for whatever reason, wasn't great, and his segment kind of got deleted. The live show when he was on was good, but whenever I went back in to edit it, it completely took out Big Mike's segment. I don't know why or I don't know how. So I got to get him back on our show at some point. And Chris is on every now and then with us as well. So yes, we do love those guys. Now, I loved everyone who came on our mega podcast. You know who I really got along well with. Sorry, I got this tickle in my throat. Got along really well with those guys from Bluegrass State of Mind, and I thought they had some great talking points on our show that night. And I love their content that they put out, and that they do a really good job. I want to team up with all those guys again at some point. I really do. I think like a collaboration post game show. I think that would be amazing. Think about the format of what our mega podcast was in a post game format. Again, when emotions are running high and everyone is just feeling it in that moment, and you have that same format, 4, 5, 6 guys from each podcast recording a post game show. Dude, I'm telling you, that'll kill it. I think you would kill it. About 5 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it was supposed to be a pop-up call-in show. We didn't get any call-ins, but that's okay. We've had some people come in and out of the show, drop in the chat, ask some questions, bring up some points, tell us a little bit about what they want to hear, and give us some information, and we appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. It's getting late. We are about 19 minutes until midnight on this Friday night, so appreciate y'all hopping on. There's more people hopping on. If y'all want to keep on going, we can keep on going. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. If you don't want to come on the show, if you do want to come on the show, the call-in link is pinned at the top of the chat. Come on in. We would love to have you. The rest of my life, this guy has not as much to say. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, when it comes to podcasts, everyone has their own niche, right? I mean, there's something that everyone likes their own thing when it comes to their own form of entertainment. And that's what it should be like. If everybody liked the same show and same podcast, then there would be no other shows out there. you can't be that boring. So yeah, I mean, people have their own thing. People have their interests, and they want to hear their own level of how do I put this? Maybe some people don't like how blunt me and Coach are at times, and that's perfectly fine. I don't expect everyone to like it, but we will do it, and we will try to, as much as we can, to abide by that unfiltered rule. Even though I say BB and unfiltered, and that's kind of like the basis of what my show is. It's actually very filtered. For what it's worth, for anyone that really knows me and Coach, it's way more filtered than what you think. And it's I probably would get kicked off of air if I actually said what I actually thought with the words that I wanted to use, especially during a lot of those post games last year. So, and that's just me trying to keep it as professional as possible, because you never know who's watching, you never know who is recording or screen recording or whatever. So, um, that's just kind of my 2 cents on that. But yeah, I mean, we're all supposed to like different people, different shows, different podcasts. There's a bunch of us out there. So you have a whole lot of shows to pick from. Try them out. Again, that's another reason why I had that mega podcast show. I wanted to give everyone their own chance to promote their own show within hours, but give something to the viewers that may not have seen them otherwise, and kind of pave the way for podcasters when it comes to Kentucky sports podcasting. That hey, we don't have to hate each other. We can all get along. If we disagree, it's okay. Yeah, you can say, hey, man, that's stupid. I don't agree with that. That's absolute idiocy. But you know what? That doesn't mean I hate you as a person, or that I'm going to throw your name under the bus or your show under the bus. That's not, that's not what this is about. So, um, like I said, that was just an effort of me trying to kill the narrative of the BBN podcasting world. If you're not on the same show, you don't like each other, or you can't like each other. You can disagree. It's fine. That's what makes good content. That's what makes a good podcast. That's what makes fans come back and keep on watching. So if y'all haven't watched any of our mega podcast shows, watch those. Maybe if you can't watch all 3 of them, that's fine. Watch one of them at least, and just tell me what you think. Keeper says, thing about you and Coach Chris Adams is y'all are blunt to the core and don't take no. And I love that. Yeah, I mean, I don't take crap from anybody. If you wanna call me out and say stuff about me or Coach in our show, then yeah, I always will combat that and give my 2 cents on it. Uh-oh. Do we have a call in? I think we have a call in. It's not be our most loyal call in. Let's let this fella in. There he is.
What's going on, Austin?
What's up, buddy?
Sorry, man. I literally got a new phone 3 days ago and broke the fucking camera. Excuse my language. Sorry.
You did not.
I both back, front, all of it. It's insured, which is good.
Okay.
But here's my question, and I commented on the show the other day.
Okay.
And I'm with you. I'm with you and Coach and Chris. I absolutely love this team, right? And
Yes.
maybe. And I've said this before to you and to Coach. I talked to my cousin a lot about Kentucky sports and all of that, blah, blah, blah. But am I looking? I got into this with you a little bit when you were on vacation, and we didn't really go into it much. It was a short conversation. I'm still worried about recruiting. I know I said it the other day, and Coach kind of not really called me out, but I said, 20%'s gone. Yeah, that still does mean that 80% is there. I think Mo Williams will help with recruiting.
For next year's class?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I said this to you before. First year, his only and I'm talking freshman. I know he does good in the portal. His 2 freshmen, his first year was Trent Noah, Travis Perry, right?
Yes.
His freshman the next year was Malachi Moreno, Jasper Johnson, and Braden Hawthorne. Of those 5, 4 are Kentucky kids.
Yep.
Going into this year, We got a coach's son that comes on because Mo is hired. Would he have been here without his dad being hired? I don't know, and I'm not insinuating not.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
Eh,
say the answer is probably no.
right. And then we've got Braden's little brother.
Yes.
So, and I agree with Chris when he said, like we got Milan, and then we got Hampton. Everybody was excited, which I think we should be, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But Hampton tried to recruit Spears. What happened? Spears, I could have told you Spears was probably going to go to Texas because I watched Kentucky volleyball and Swagu's girl plays for the volleyball team and she's a stud. Like when they
Okay.
were when they
Well,
were
there you go.
talking,
There you go.
right? So
Sometimes when it comes to recruiting, Trav, like there's things in the background and relationships in the background that we
sure,
don't know about. The coaches may not even know about, and social media makes it seem like we've missed so much, and it's just so much more magnified now than it's ever been. But the thing is, like, dude, I mean, you're not going to make every shot you take, right? The ones, the gets that we got, and yeah, a valid point with true freshmen. That is a point of concern to me as well. But if the core of our roster is always going to be within the transfer portal class and future retention, which I think retention needs to increase starting next year. Like we need to retain a core of these guys that's like last year we lost a bunch of these guys, right? And I think
mhm,
a lot of it had to do with what the situation was. But
right.
I think when it comes to roster construction for the following year, retention and transfer portal is the focal point for Mark Pope and Kentucky basketball right now more than it is true freshmen.
Sure, I don't disagree with that, but because I do think in the 3 years, I may have to scratch the scab off of last year's portal class, but that's okay because I did love them coming in. And then, of
Yeah,
course, we were told all these ingredients would make a 5-star dish and it didn't.
yeah,
But I, I agree with you because to me, it's Mark Pope's outlook will never be, let's go get 5 5 stars and then we'll
yeah,
figure it out. Right.
yeah.
And
I don't think it will be either. I just don't.
but I think to me, and to your point, retention, I mean, you got to look after year one, Perry left. After year two, Jasper left. And you were the only one who I have seen made this point. And I think it is one of the biggest points nobody's picking up on.
Okay.
Let's see how Garrison does at Alabama. Let's
Yeah.
see what Jasper does at Oregon. Let's
Yes.
see if Yelovich does better. And I
Yes.
don't think people understand just that statement and how true of a statement that is because it is huge in my opinion that I didn't even think of. Like I said, I'm giving you credit for it, and you're the only one that I've heard say it.
Yeah.
But
I kind of even forgot that I even said that, but I think that will speak volume. I mean, we let's follow what Jasper does, what Yelovich does, and what BG does. Now, should those guys have better years this year than they did last year within their current situation, being a year older and working on the parts of their game where they really um, were deficient this year?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if they're true basketball players and competitors and guys who want to better themselves, yeah, they should come out looking better than they looked last year. No matter if you're playing for Kentucky or if you're playing for Scott County High School, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, that's just the reality of it. But if Jasper is like uh, averaging like 17 a game and just like cooking dudes. And he's playing defense and he's playing the role and the position that he's meant to play within that Oregon, um, team. Then yeah, I mean, will we kind of be like, oh man, what if we had him? Yeah, for sure. But you also got to turn around and say, hey, like, well, then, but who did we get to replace him? Who we had more confidence in to come in and contribute immediately, and maybe even meshed well or better with Mark Pope's system within their own specific skill set.
Sure, no, and I totally agree with that, and I think me, you, and Coach have all said it best rather than, well, he was in a situation that wasn't fair for him. You put him in the situation. Just say, I did something wrong. This
Yeah,
didn't work. Blah,
right.
like we would just respect that more. We know we're not going to get that. And listen, we both have said this. Let's not harp too much on last year. Last year's over and all of that. But I do remember one of the first shows that I did call into. Denzel Aberdeen, before the SEC tournament, before the NCAA tournament, said, I love my year at Kentucky. I actually wish I had another year. Loved it so much that he transferred back to Florida.
he lo- he loved it so much. He immediately transferred back to Florida and asked for a one more year of eligibility. But he also immediately started putting on stories in his Florida gear and saying that he's home. And I think he was just trying to save face whenever he said he loved his year at Kentucky. But let's be honest, he didn't.
No,
He
and I, and
didn't.
I,
He didn't.
right.
And that's what that's okay. You know, for the guys that made their exit from last year's team, I wish them well. I hope
Sure.
that they'll do great things. But I'm glad that they made their exit. It
Totally
needed to
agree.
happen. It needed
Totally
to
agree.
happen in order to clean slate, to clean house. And look what again, we haven't seen anything on the court yet, but
Right.
I am way more confident with the guys that we have going into this year and the chemistry that they're building right now and the potential that they have. Setting their skill set aside, I have so much more confidence and feeling that we can be successful this year than if we had a core of returners from last year, even if we knew they were going to be better.
1000%.
Because that question mark of can we get these guys to gel? Are they going to be, sores in the locker room? Are they going to create negativity? Are they going to care like we want them to care? If you have guys that are left over from that, I don't give a what's going
Right.
on. I'm going to try to get mine, and if I don't, I'm going to mope. If we had even a little bit of that coming back, I wouldn't love it. I would hate it. I would
Right.
hate it. So again, I think that Mark Pope and Kentucky basketball, they've done all the right things to set themselves up for success. And yeah, will we be like, oh man, BG's having a great year at Bama? But
Right.
I'd take the guys that we have at that position over BG all day.
100%. And I'm with you. I love BG to death. Did he underperform in 2 years? I think he would agree. He did.
Yeah,
I love Jasper being a Kentucky kid. We all grew up wanting to put the jersey on. Was it fair to him? Probably not. But he did not perform outside of the Tennessee game at Tennessee. You
yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
and we can't not say bash, but we can't look down on Travis Perry leaving after his freshman year.
Absolutely
We
not.
all know Travis Perry wanted to be here, but the
Sure.
dude's a competitor. He wants to play. He wants to go out there and compete, man. And I get it. I mean, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah. And that's so I'm gonna lead into another point if you don't mind. I
Okay.
don't know how I missed your text. I because
No, you're good, brother.
anytime you text me, I'm on,
Oh, I
especially
know.
a
That's why I
call
texted
in
you.
show.
That's why I texted you.
And and I was like, so here I struggle, and you and Coach have changed my mind on this Mark Mitchell Jackson Kohler thing, right? So
Yes.
what the show with Elijah and Chris Adams before I was agreeing like at first I was like, do we mess up the chemistry? Of course, we don't know what the actual chemistry is, but do we mess up the chemistry if we bring in Kohler or Mitchell? Because the thing is, for 90% of the teams, maybe even 99% of the teams, they're going to end up going to, if they're allowed to, they're started, right? They're not going somewhere to sit on the
Yes.
bench.
Yes.
So I'm like, me and you have talked about this between Uzi and McBride. We love the contrast of both of those players and the high upside of Uzi. And it's like
Yes.
Uzi's length and his defense with Malachi, plus his spacing with Momchilovic, nobody being able to stick to one guy or, quote unquote, play a box and one on Momchilovic. And it's like, I was with you at first, the Michigan State, the Tom Izzo, the playing hard, the guts, and then the more I watch the show and then I hear you and Coach talk about it, you know what you're getting. Like we pretty much said this with Momchilovic. Big 12 is tough. Is it as good as the SEC? Probably not, but it's very, very close. So it's not like you're taking Momchilovic from Evansville, University of Evansville in the
Yeah.
OVC, and then
Right.
now he's playing in the SEC, and just because he scored 18 in the OVC, he's going to score 18 in the SEC. It may or may not happen. I still struggle with the Mark Mitchell because I know what he gives us. He gives us length, defensive ability, rebounding. He can score on his guy one on one, even though I will push back on Coach's take a couple nights ago that he hits his free throws all the time. He's not a very good free throw shooter. Anyway, but that's just me throwing a jab at Coach, which is normal.
That's
So
fair. That's fair. You should jab a coach.
that's true. So, like, I said this even earlier as well. To me, last season, I hate bringing this up, God, but it is in the past, and it has
Right.
something that happened.
Yep.
He struggled more when Jalen Lowe was playing and JQ played than he did when they didn't. Right? It was like he
Yeah,
couldn't
because
figure.
it was just a J Lo one-on-one show, and everyone just stood there and watched.
Right. And it was like he didn't know which we all know his substitution patterns are erratic, but it was like, do we play JQ with BG? No, BG's not really a shooter, even though he wants to be, but JQ needs to be in the game if he can play. And it's like, listen, if you ask a coach, would you rather have more weapons or less weapons? We know the answer. It's always more
Right.
weapons.
But the thing is, man, like we knew J Lo wasn't even practicing.
Right.
JQ only had a handful. These guys never got any reps in during practice.
Sure.
So yeah, what was the product on the court? A complete chaotic mess. Yeah, we all saw it. It was obvious. It was
Right.
just okay, J Lo break down, go one-on-one. If you can't score, then good luck finding someone because they're all just standing there like, oh.
But I mean, in the sense of, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just mean in the sense of having, to me, he looked more cluttered in his own offense the more options he had than he did when JQ was ruled out, when J Lo was ruled
Yeah.
out, and it was, this is what we have, this is what we're going to do, rather than we've got all of these options. Can we make this work? Do you get what I mean?
I think that I get what you're saying, and I think the reason for that was because the lack of 3-point shooting ability within that, we say that offense, they didn't run it very well. I mean, we saw it ran a lot better the first year, right? With Kobe Brea, with Ansley Almanor, with Lamont Butler. And it was ran so much more efficiently with that first year's team. And I think that this year's team, this lineup, their ability to shoot and score within that offense, I think is 10 times out of 10 night and day different from what our roster was last year. Because Denzel wasn't like a catch and shoot knockdown shooter. We know that wasn't Ortega's strength. We know it really, if it was one person who could catch and shoot well, it was Jasper when he could. But when he was in, he was running point.
Right.
And Yelovich was just so unsure about every shot that he took. He shot, I mean, such a low percentage. It looked like that he could shoot a higher percentage, but he wasn't sure in his movements or what the hell was going on. So nobody was on the same page.
Sure.
And I think that's what created the clutter, and there was also the combo that with the negativity and guys moping around and not running back on defense. It was just a shit show from the beginning. It just was. Right. And I think that this year's team is a completely different makeup. It's the complete opposite end of the spectrum. These guys can shoot with hands in their faces, and there's so many more weapons out there around the perimeter that you have to honor all of them. So the spacing will be a lot better. So where last year the spacing was so much more narrow because there was 2 or 3 guys you could tag off of.
Yeah, and I agree, and I think we all want Malachi to take the leap that like we think he can, and I think I've said this to you before. Off the top of my head, and I know I'm not going to get all of them, but there is less than 5 people right now. Of course, you said we've not seen it on the court yet. There's less than 5 people that I would really give a defensive edge against Malachi one-on-one. Now, one of them we will see in Chinula at Florida.
Yep.
The big dude from Arizona, Krivas, just because he's like 7'2", I think he could guard Malachi one-on-one. I would have said, of course, before the draft, maybe Morez Johnson or Diamar. Of course, they both left. But getting into that, you can't sag off of anybody. You know you're not sagging off of Chilovich.
Yeah, right. I mean, you really can't, man. Like, that's why I think Mark Mitchell I think that we'll really see if we get him, we will see his value when we play Florida. Like we just will. Like you got Mark Mitchell and Malachi down there against Chinny Lou and
Condon.
Condon. Dude, talk about a 2-on-2 matchup down low. I think he is more beneficial to have out there than Kohler would be against Florida. Could I be wrong? Yeah, sure. I mean, I could be for
Yeah.
sure. But Mark Mitchell's also he's already proved that he can compete in the SEC at a first team all conference level. So I mean, you know I'll take that. I'll take that.
So, so I guess that's if you had to put a percentage on great to bad, adding him or not adding him. To me, I think it's closer than what people think. I would probably say 60% good, potentially 40% bad, and I would be willing to go 65-35. What would you say as of now?
I would say honestly, man, right now, I think that this team is already. I think they're so tight. I think the chemistry is already there. I think that they will come together and respect the decision that Coach Pope is making to bring someone like Mark Mitchell in, and that mentality and that culture and positive vibes within the team will be um, what's the word I'm looking for? Contagious. And
Sure.
Mark Mitchell will fall right in. So I would say 80-20, man. I'm going to say 80-20, like 80 good, 20 bad. Could, does Mark Mitchell, do you think he'd be considering coming to Kentucky if you wanted to score 25 and 10 every night?
Say
I
that
mean,
again.
really, do you think Mark Mitchell would consider coming to Kentucky, knowing the weapons that we have, knowing that's the type of offense Mark Pope runs, if he was looking to come in here and just score 25 and 10 every night and be the focal point of the offense? Because he's
No.
not going to be. He
Right.
ain't going to be. He's just not. And you would think that he understands that while Pope is talking to him and when he's considering the recruiting process, and he said himself he's only considering he's looking at one school, Kentucky. I think he gets it. I think he knows it. I think he wants it like anyone, and that's what I would appreciate is from a competitor. Man, I want to make a run. I want to win a championship. I want to win an SEC title, SEC tournament title, and have a chance to win a natty.
Sure.
So presuming that that's the case and he understands all that stuff, I'm less worried about the chemistry and it creating a negative. Now, is it possible? Is it a possibility? Yeah, of course, obviously, but I'm less worried now than what I was a week and a half ago about that
So
situation.
so could you clear up because my question is I know Costa Rica was a 2-year deal potentially, and of course I know he went to UCLA. Am I getting him confused with Uzi? Because is Uzi an actual now when the season starts a junior, or did we sign Uzi to a 2-year deal? I thought we signed him to a 2-year deal, or am I mixing those two up?
Um, I believe that Usman and Jai was a 2-year deal.
That's what I thought.
I do believe so. Is that fact? I'm not 100% sure. I can't
Sure,
recall, but I do think that we did offer him a 2-year deal, and man, yeah, I think that he is a junior. Is the
but
roster up?
I don't think so, or at least it's not up on ESPN. But the reason why I ask that because I agree he for what he's done, he is an upgrade from McBride and Uzi. I think so, especially for what he's done, what he's proven.
Yeah,
But the reason why I ask is, you know, if Uzi can come off the bench and be, what Kobe Brea was the first 13 games before Lamont Butler got hurt, well, why not? You only raise your stock. And if there's somebody better than you playing in front of you, well, why not cheer him on? Because, like you said, to me, what I've seen is chemistry is unreal. Like, this is what me and you did growing up, going to
yeah,
coach's house
it is.
and like just doing, it's like you said, silly stuff together, bowling, pool. Like, it's everybody's making fun of each other. Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah,
But I ask that because we know if Mark Mitchell comes, he's a one and done type because of 5-5. But
right.
if Uzi's to a 2-year, the reason I asked the question is because if Uzi's on a 2-year deal, Well, if he comes in and comes off the bench and plays well, shit, why not come back the next year and become a lottery pick as a senior? You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do. I'm trying to look it up. It's not saying on the roster whether he's a, but I think you're right. I think he is considered a junior, and he'll have this year and next year. But so yeah, absolutely. All right, man. I'm gonna wrap this up. Trav, I appreciate you, brother.
before, because I leaned in because I heard the shows. I meant to send it to you and I didn't, and I
Okay.
can't believe you hadn't heard of it, or maybe not hadn't heard of it. But anyway, we talk about drug dealing shows. You and Coach are
Okay.
talking
Okay. Oh,
Snowfall
Snowfall. Yeah. What is that?
on FX.
Okay.
It 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 is the introduction when cocaine was first turned into crack on the West Coast. The kid's name is Franklin Saint. He is actually Australian. You can't tell in the show. I
Okay.
am telling you right now, if you ever trusted me before with the World Cup, which I know you did, and I know you loved it,
I took your word. I watched it. I enjoyed it. So
if yeah, I'm not sure if your wife likes the same shows you do, give it a chance. I don't know if it's
okay.
on Hulu, but it was a FX show. There's like 5 seasons, and I think it's 12 episodes a season. I promise you, you will absolutely fall in love with it. It's a
Okay. I'll check
dynamite
it
show.
out. Snowfall.
Snowfall.
I will take your suggestion, and brother, I appreciate it. I truly
Absolutely.
appreciate
Man,
it.
keep up the good work. As I always say, BBN Unfiltered to the moon, my guy. I love you.
That's it. That's right. That's right. Let's go. Have a good one, Trav. Get
All right,
some
you
rest.
too, buddy.
We'll see you.
That's it.
All right. All right. That was Trav with our one and only call in. And there's been so many times where he's saved us on our call in show to at least have one call in to keep it a call in show. So we appreciate that. Um, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. I went in almost an hour and a half, 25 minutes longer than I thought I was going to, but that's because the call in came in. So we will wrap this up. This was the BBN Unfiltered live pop up call in show Friday night. Now we are after 12 p.m., but hey, we appreciate you guys. Make sure that you follow us again, subscribe here on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. We are on all platforms. We rely on you guys to follow us, to like and share our content whenever you see it. And when you do, we greatly appreciate it. And I usually try to message y'all and say, hey, thank you. Thank you. Keep it going. And if you need anything, let us know. Let us know. So y'all be good. Y'all have a good weekend. This was BBN Unfiltered.